having one of these bingo, bunko party things where everybody comes over, and you guys have probably seen this. It's a social event. They bring food. They play some kind of a game. I am one of these people, I will admit, that I'm a freak about my smartphone. If you text me, I will text you right back. It's my alarm clock. It's with me everywhere. Okay? I'm sitting in my den the night my wife's having this party. I'm sitting down there having my phone. There's people everywhere. My son Blake is in his room. The door's closed. It's literally an 8-step walk from his room to the kitchen. Okay? I'm sitting in my den. I hear bing. And I'm thinking, oh, something's going on at work. I wonder what's happening. What's going on? I get my phone. It's my son Blake up in his room. He says, hey, Dad, any good food down there? Do you want to know the sad reality? They have Swedish meatball. We're going back and forth in my house talking about what he could have walked down 8 steps to figure out. But you know what? He's kind of forming sentences. So I'll take what I can get. One time, not too long ago, absolute true story. He was playing football at the time, and he wasn't quite old enough yet to drive. He was 16, but he hadn't had his license yet. And I was picking him up from football camp, and it was during a really hot part of August, right before the school season was supposed to start. And there's a fast food restaurant fairly close to his high school at the time. So I pick up Blake, and I say, hey, Blake, do you want to go get a milkshake with Dad? And I was blown away when he said, yeah. I'm like, really? I mean, I'm thinking like the theme song to the Courtship of Eddie's Father, for those of you my age, and for those of you younger, you know, Robin Big, you know, people, let me tell you about my parents. I'm thinking it's going to be like a Kodak moment or something. We're going to sit in the booth, and he's going to tell me about his three-point stance, or maybe what's going on in his life. So as we're pulling out of the parking lot, he looks at me and goes, Dad, I just want to go through the drive-thru, because you know it's close to school. Might be embarrassing. And I will admit I'm slightly embarrassing to go places with. And I get that. I lecture on this stuff, so I kind of look for service challenges, and I'll mention it to my kids from time to time, and they hate that. Okay? So we're driving up to the restaurant. My son says to me, Dad, because I tease people a little with serving, he goes, Dad, don't mess with the drive-thru lady. I said, I'm not going to mess with her. I won't mess with her. We pull up, absolute true story. He's sitting in the passenger seat. Fast food restaurant, we order these milkshakes. She puts her hand out the window, the drive-thru window, looks straight down at the ground, and she says $3.67. Now she's about like this, and my son Blake, who's in the passenger seat, knows the Disney service standards, and knows until she looks at me, I'm not giving her the money. So this is like 5 seconds. He is at this time in the fetal position in the front seat. He's so embarrassed. I wait, and 5 seconds is an eternity, right? Count it out. She finally looks up at me to really drive it home. I go, eye contact! She has like a mini grand mal seizure. She doesn't know what to do, and she goes, I'm sorry, I'm about ready to get off work. That's what she said. I'm about ready to get off work. I said, oh, I'm just teasing you. And I grabbed my milkshakes. By the way, I had my milkshakes before I said that. I didn't want the hawker special, you know? Oh, you want me to make eye contact? I'll be right back. So I grab the milkshakes. We drive off, and I begin to lecture my son Blake. I said, do you know what was wrong with that experience? He goes, yeah, Dad, I know the Disney service standards. She didn't make eye contact and smile. I said, exactly. And I said, do you think it's her fault? He said, yeah. I said, no, it's not her fault. So you know whose fault it is? Whoever put her in that drive-thru window and didn't say, you absolutely must make eye contact and smile. It's a condition of working here, and if you can't do that, it's probably not a good place to be. She's a 19-year-old sponge. She'll do whatever you train her to do.